Um, well, Faraway Voice. When did you hear her version of Wonderful World? Do you still recall?
Well, I actually first heard Eva Cassidy's version of Wonderful World when we got the multi-track tapes, and I was in the studio, and because a decision to record with her had already been made.
Because by whom?
Well, what happened is I did this TV show about 2 years ago called Impossible Duets, and the point of that was to do a duet with someone you admire. But there it was the song Over the Rainbow, so it was a different song. And so we'd already had permission from her record company and from her family, thankfully, to use that multi-track off Over the Rainbow. And so I did that, and then a year later I was approached by the British Red Cross and Tesco's, and they wanted to do a charity single at Christmas. And we were, thinking of tracks to do, and I don't know, I think someone at my record company came up with, I think it was Andrew actually, because he used to work with Eva Cassidy's record company. And he came up with, doing another duet because the TV show, or my duet on the TV show was really successful. But we didn't know what song to do, and so he got in touch with them and found out that there was a recording of What a Wonderful World that had never been released, and that they were happy for me to use it and release it as a single for a charity and, put my croaky voice on it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the first time I heard it was in the studio when we were about to do it.
And what did it do to you?
Oh, it was incredible. What did it do to me? Well, I always loved her, but I didn't actually know why she was so great I knew why she was so great vocally, because she just does these incredible things to you as a listener. But when I actually, having to do the duet with her, I had to listen really close, and make sure I didn't get in her way and make sure we kept her best bits. I mean, all of it was good. She didn't do anything bad at all. But I had to somehow fit into it. And I realised her whole thing is about subtlety. She never kind of overdid it, both emotionally and sort of vocally speaking. And, you realise that was where her kind of power lies.
And was it hard for you to sing, your lines?
God, yeah, of course, because, I was like playing with a genius here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty hard. But, I don't know, I tried to sort of harmonise with her tastefully. And, she obviously sings the first verse, and just try to, I don't know, add something, but without making it all about me. It was a sort of a partnership.
And the song, because the song is an evergreen, and evergreens, normally you know them, but you don't listen to them that well.
So what do you mean when you say evergreen?
No, it's certain songs that are so well known that you know them, but you don't actually listen to them. What did the song do to you? Did you like the song, or was it?
Well, it's a classic, isn't it? I mean, there's sort of no doubt about the quality of What a Wonderful World. It's one of the greatest songs ever written.
No, but I mean the lyrics. Sometimes when you hear an evergreen, then you take the words for granted, and maybe now you had to re-listen those words.
Oh yeah, no, okay, that is, there was an element of that, absolutely, where I, having to sing a song that's so well known, you do look at them slightly differently, and it's just an incredible song. There's a sort of, I find what I loved about it was, and I'd never seen this before, there's a kind of sarcasm to it, which is quite, interesting, because it seems like such a positive song, and it is a positive song, and it does sort of talk about the the wonder of the world and how incredible life is, but there's definitely a sense of slight sort of dry sarcasm in there, which I think you kind of have to have, because the world is balanced between sort of good and bad. And
can you explain it a little bit more, that sarcasm?
Well, how did I, let me see, what was it? I mean, I can't remember the specific line that made me remember it, but, the sense that, the world isn't perfect, and in a way that is what makes it so great. We appreciate it because we have the sort of the hardships and the bad bits, so that we can therefore, compare that to the good bits. So we know what's amazing by having the worst, and seeing the worst of humanity, and so therefore, when things are good.
Nice explanation.
Kind of.